Good afternoon, YouTubers. Tsquare with Tsquare Talk. So tonight I wanted to talk about an article that I had read today, and I found it really interesting because there's a lot of frustration on what is going on with gold and silver right now, and I kind of find it comical. I got to be honest with you. I don't mind that the price is coming down because I think it's a great buying opportunity. There's just so much going on right now, and I think a lot of people are kind of getting caught up in the noise of things and what's going on now. Lately, I've been talking a lot about food production, growing your own food, preserving food, and looking out for upcoming food shortages. And I still we'll be talking a lot about that. However, I had to talk about gold and silver today because of the beatdown that we're seeing in the markets. Now, I know some people are like, there it goes, going to be back down at 20, going to be back down at 18. You know, all I can say to that is I hope it goes that low, because if it does, to me, it is a buying opportunity. But with that being said, I wanted to focus on gold and silver tonight. And before I get started, I'd like to ask everybody, please, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Help the channel out. We do a lot of different video topics. Depending on what's going on in my life, I try to share a lot of my experiences and a lot of how I view things, my opinion of how things are playing out and what's going on. We do a lot of talk about preserving your wealth, gardening, prepping, coin collecting, cooking, travel, all kinds of different stuff. So I urge you to please take a quick minute, hit that subscribe button, help the channel out, and hit that thumbs up button, because there's going to be a lot of good information in this video, and leave me a comment because I love reading y'all's comments. Okay, so the article that actually got me to kind of want to do this talk tonight was this article right here. Hedge funds increase their bearish bets on gold as the Fed plans to aggressively rate hikes. So here's what I want to kind of talk about. When you look at the silver price, I mean, it had a bad, I'll say a bad week, really. Last week, if I can get it to pull up. I was trying to pull up the long-term chart. Here we go. So we literally seen it go all the way up to 26. This chart doesn't actually show it at 26. And then we seen a beat down to what it's at right now, which is 23.65. So here's the thing. When you see a huge drop like that in such a small time, that would lead me to, personally, to one of two things. Either something major in the market happen that is swaying a lot of people's opinion on silver, and I'll say and gold, because it's happening with gold too, as you can see right here. I'm going to pull up the gold chart too. You can see gold got actually all the way up to $2,000, and now we're sitting at $1,896, which is, to me, insane that it came down that much in such a short period of time. However, I want to remind people what happened 2 years ago, when gold had been sitting for the longest time, consolidating its position at $18 for a really long time. We were paying, you know, we've seen it go from 15, it slowly worked its way up to 18 on silver, and then we've seen gold kind of get a good run up too, and then we've seen this huge pullback that was like a pullback of like unbelievability. We saw silver go all the way down to $11. Nobody was selling it for $11. That's the thing that I took from that. Yes, you could buy paper contracts, but you could not buy the physical silver at $11. And I know this because, one, I would have bought up at $11, and two, I had a lot of friends that were calling me up saying, hey, I've decided I want to get into silver. I think you're right. I think we're going to see a breakout on silver now. I think 11 is better than 18, and so I want to go for it. And I said, no one's selling it for that. Nobody. And just like right now, no one's selling it for 23. So, you know, I kind of probed the internet, all the different sites today. Literally the cheapest junk ounce I could find online was $30. and it was actually like a little over 30. And now, obviously, I understand if you're willing to buy a kilo bar or, you know, some crazy amount. Some people say, oh, you can get silver off the COMEX. Yeah, the COMEX sells 5,000 ounce bars. None of us in the real world, or I'm going to say not many people in this audience are probably going to go and buy a 5,000 ounce bar at one time. So what I want you to take from that is, you know, it's unrealistic that you have a price at $23.67 when no one can get it for that. But what really is interesting to me is that there are people that are saying, and I'm going to say the big hedge funds, because that's basically who it is, that are saying that there is huge speculation that gold and silver are going to plunge down. And what I find interesting is, what do they base this off of? Because a lot of people know that, you know, the prices that they get should be prices that they foresee it going to in the next 3 to 6 months. With that being said, who really thinks that silver is going to continue to fall when it's already, now it's at 19, now it's at 23.68, gold is at 1900. I mean, to think that the prices on this can keep coming down, it can come down in the short run. I would not recommend, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, anybody selling. However, I'm sure some people out there will get scared and dump it. It saddens me that a lot of people will buy into a solid asset like gold and silver. I'll even say copper, because I think copper has a lot of room to grow too down the road, and then get scared off by a paper price when there's so much in the world that's leaning on gold and silver. I mean, if you look at silver first, we'll talk silver, we could even talk copper first. With copper, you have this EV, huge amounts of resources that are going to have to go to this green energy, these electronic cars, all this different stuff. If everybody is all of a sudden having to charge their car and we're going to go 100% green, or try to, I don't think that will happen anytime in the near future. However, some people believe that's going to happen. You would think that they're going to need a whole lot of copper, and they're going to need a lot of silver too. And then on top of that, with a lot of weapons, right now with everything going on overseas, there's a lot of threats in the world, I guess you could say, with stuff going on with China, stuff going on with Russia. The U.S., I kind of feel wants to get involved, but I don't think they have the support of the people wanting to send their sons and daughters over there at this point in time. Now, I'm hoping that doesn't come to that. I'm hoping this can be de-escalated before it gets escalated. But with everything going on, and then you even have like Russia backing their ruble, the Russian ruble, to gold, you would think that gold would be getting pushed higher. Now, I don't want to say the U.S. is manipulating gold prices down. I won't say that. Even though we have found proof that hedge funds and companies have manipulated precious metals for profit. But the U.S. has a lot to gain by gold staying down. Essentially, gold is the enemy of the dollar. Silver is kind of the enemy of the dollar too. However, gold, I would say, is the big one. And usually when gold explodes in value, you see silver pretty much follow suit. And with everything going on right now, you would think that we would be seeing that, but we're not seeing it go up. In fact, we're seeing just the opposite of it going down. And it's kind of interesting, because when you look at inflation, and usually when inflation starts coming, we see prices on everything go up. We haven't seen the big price jumps on silver yet. Some people will say, yeah, we saw them early on. And we did see them to a point early on. However, we have not seen the big percentage gains that we've seen in stuff like oil, that we've seen in stuff like food, and other commodities. And here's the thing. I think we're going to see even commodities, all commodities, continue to climb. I know there's a lot of talk now. I've heard everything from 0.25% next month all the way up to 1% next month. And the thing that I want people to realize is that if they really hike up interest rates, then it will slow the economy possibly and push down precious metals. However, and other commodities. However, with that being said, I think that's unrealistic that they're going to really step up and do what needs to get done and hike interest rates, because hiking interest rates as the economy's in a downtrend, and then on top of that, we're going to go and hike interest rates to make it even harder for businesses to borrow money to continue to feed the economy. And then if they do drastically hike interest rates, like they'll need to, I think maybe we could see 0.5% next month. That's about the best I could foresee. They started out talking about 0.25%, then they went into 0.5%, then they went into 0.75%. Now there's rumors that they're even prepared to do whatever it takes and go up a full percent if they have to. But when you look at the NASDAQ in the position that it's in, it looks like we had a good day today. However, what I want people to realize is 1.25% in what the year looks like so far this year, we're down 17.75%. We're down 2,827 points. So realistically, the stock market's not doing good. We had this little tick up. We're not far off from the yearly low still, so don't think for a minute that it can't continue to come down. And that's the NASDAQ. And then when you look at the Dow Jones really ain't a whole lot better. The Dow Jones went up today 0.75% or 238 points. However, when you look at it year to date, still down 7%. So I know when people say we finally snapped the losing streak, it looks like we're going to start doing better. You know, those are foolish thoughts in my opinion. And like, I mean, right here, you can just see it, the big reversal Monday closing up more than 200 points. There was no real reversal here today. Don't be fooled for a minute that it was a big reversal and you need to hurry up and get in the stock market. They benefit, a lot of these companies and individuals, by selling stock. They get to pump it higher, continue the bubble, blowing it up. However, I have a belief that we're going to see some sort of a stock crash. And I've already heard some YouTubers kind of come out and say they made a mistake. When we saw this run up starting, they were talking like, oh, maybe we missed the opportunity. Maybe it ain't going to crash. Maybe they'll be able to kick the can down the road. You know, you get so far down the road, they have kicked the can down the road a lot. But look at the cost of what it's done. And by cost, I mean, yeah, they printed tons of money in 2008. They did bank bailouts. As time went on, we did stimulus, we did QEs, all the different money that we have pumped in over the last, I'll say 10 years, 12 years. It only makes sense at some point we were gonna see the prices start skyrocketing. And that's kind of what we're seeing. And now with prices going up so high, the question comes up, do we let the prices keep going up, or do we kind of let the air out of the bubble? And nobody really knows for sure what they're going to do. I am betting that they're not going to do what they say, because they've been wrong so many times lately. You know, transitory inflation, it was just transitory, or just temporary, or it was already at its peak, or all the different stuff they've said. Look how many times they've been wrong. So to me, it makes sense that they're going to make the wrong decision here. And essentially, we're going to see things possibly get a whole lot worse. So I know me personally, I put in an order to pick up some more silver today. I said I wasn't going to because, you know, with everything going on, I wanted to focus my attention on food and stuff, more preps, that type of stuff, because we are seeing, in my opinion, shortages still continue. And I think we have a lot more ahead of us for shortages. So it is interesting, and that's why I've been doing more videos, as you can see here, on the droughts overseas, why you should grow a garden, what's going on with food shortages. This was a video I did of my garden for under $100, and I'm already eating out of my garden, so I love it. If you get into food preservation, you can preserve a lot of the food that you grow. However, I eat a lot of my garden produce fresh on a daily basis. However, as the summer comes up more and I'm really getting tons of stuff at a faster rate, I may trade some of that stuff off to friends that collect coins, and I may end up trying to get into canning some different stuff. But it's something that I really believe that people should focus their attention on. And, so that's why I talk a lot about it on the videos. But back to my original thing. So don't be scared, that we did see it come down to $23.75 basically on silver. We did see gold dip down. I'm viewing this more as a buying opportunity. Now, I will say this, and I've always said this, be very careful with premiums right now. If you can find something that has what you believe to be a low premium, well, then there's opportunity there to put it up. However, if you're paying crazy premiums, I actually talked to somebody over the weekend that bought a roll of American Silver Eagles at $45 a piece. And when I heard that, literally my heart essentially dropped. I said, oh my word, 45. We're talking a roll, ungraded, raw, at $45 a piece. And it just blew my mind that someone would be prepared. However, there's a lot of people that are late to the party. And by late, I don't mean too late. I mean, it's late if you're sitting on a lot of money and you haven't bought any precious metals yet. However, if you're playing it slow and you're picking up a few each week, there's a lot of good opportunities out there still to pick up stuff. So don't necessarily wait, but none of this is financial advice, nor should it be taken as such. This is my opinion and how I view things. If I did not have any precious metals, I might be a little scared and I might be enticed to want to hurry up and just take anything I can get. That's where the problems come in, because if you're buying, I'll say, an American Silver Eagle at $45, you essentially need silver to go up $20 before the melt value equals what you spent. You almost need it to double, really. Not quite double, but a big amount, 80%. However, picking up some, if you're nervous, I can understand why people will want to do that, but I would say pick up the deals out there and, just a little at a time. But right now, if you have not gotten into any prepping or any collecting or anything like that, I would focus my attention on food right now. I think food is a heavier item, as in that you can do a lot more with essentially having extra food on hand. In an upcoming video, I want to talk about the common phrase that sometimes gets me, that will say you can't eat silver, you can't eat gold. No, I understand you can't eat it, but you can trade it. And here's the thing. If someone's sitting on a bunch of rice and you have a gold coin or a silver coin, they're going to be apt to trade it with you. Now, will you get a fair asking price? I think it's better than having nothing. And if you've got some extra food on hand, you might actually do a little bit better. And what I mean by that is, right now, a 50-pound bag of rice is only $23. You can preserve that out for a 25-year preservation for about a $4. We did a great video a little while back on that. You can scroll back if you look up 25-year rice preservation. I'm going to see if I can kind of pull it up. Really, I wanted to pull it up, but Needless to say, when you're looking at $22, if you're sitting on a 5-gallon bucket of rice sealed up, and let's say somebody has no food, they're probably going to be more than willing to trade you an ounce for that. Now, here's where the rice came in, though. The rice came in because the guy that was just stacking, this used to be me. I used to stack silver and gold, but didn't stack food. And I studied more up on it. I read more up on it. I looked at what happened overseas and stuff. And the more things that pointed to was food is a pretty valuable item to have on hand. So I highly recommend, stocking up. So this is the video. If you type in long-term preservation of rice, inexpensive, it'll come right up. Tsquare Talk, long-term preservation of rice. That's what the header looks like. You can see it right there. How to store rice for 25 years. And then I actually put up a second video that was more quicker. It was only a 3-minute video, but I didn't give as much explanation on that one. It was pretty much cut and dry 3-minute video. This one down here, this gives you an 18-minute video that really details it out. So I highly recommend you guys check that out. In fact, I will put that so at the end of this video, you can just click right on that picture and it will take you right to it. But like I said, I highly recommend, in my personal opinion, you have some extra food stores on hand for what could be coming down the line. You have some precious metals, whether that be silver, copper, gold. A lot of people are like, copper, what? If you have nothing else, if you're tight on a budget and you don't have a lot of money, there's a lot of ways to pick up junk copper at a super inexpensive price. So, because I know obviously silver is expensive now. It's getting up there. You're talking $24 roughly an ounce. It's already starting to make its climb back up. Maybe, I'm hoping. We'll see. I put in a big order this afternoon. And I may end up putting another one if it continues to get beat down. Typically at the end of months, we see it kind of take a hit up until that 1 month where it just can't go down anymore, and then all of a sudden we see it spring up. Kind of like if you're in a pool and you try to hold the beach ball underwater. When you let go of it, what happens? It doesn't just go to the surface. It flings out of the water and basically overcorrects. And I expect we're going to see that with gold and silver in the near future. I know nobody knows the exact time of when it's going to happen. However, when it does happen, it's going to be pretty cool. So I thank everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of this video. I love reading y'all's comments, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts. I try to reply back to every comment and kind of treat you guys like family. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you guys again on Tsquare Talk, and you guys all have a great day. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.